Is there something about females that you wanted to know but could never figure out? Are you struggling with relationships? Do you feel like you're being taken advantage of by the women in your life? Do you want to know how to leverage the playing field to your favor? Well, did you know that the female mind and the female psyche are mysterious and unexplored regions like the dark web of the internet? For this reason, men need a method of decrypting or hacking the manipulative psyche or dark web of the female mind. Once a man has a deep understanding of true female nature, he will then be able to hack her programming.
Access granted.
The purpose of this book is to help grown males evolve into men so that they can treat the women in their lives accordingly.
You win.
That could be a gift, you know what I'm saying, from God, you know what I mean? But I don't consider myself per se God per se. And I don't think women should consider themselves God just because they birth children. Woman is womb man. W-O-M-B man. You are the man that has the womb. While man is out there conquering and building and destroying the world and all that, we need women to carry the next generation within them and also to bring them out of them. So yes, it's a great task. It's a godly task because you're damn near a portal from the realm we came from into this realm. But to say that women are gods or goddesses, nah, bro. That's like for me, that's like telling a 5-year-old that he's a king and not a prince. I mean, I might go to his head too quick. He hasn't had enough experience and enough wisdom to be able to hold the crown on his head straight, so he didn't know how to move. So just to say in general that women in general are gods and goddesses, nah, bro. There are some women on this planet that are that, but they are definitely the minority.
Okay, well, I hope the female God sits on your face because you missing some very important points about women and what they really are. And thank you so much, BB, for the $5 super chat. She said, thank you for loving on us today. Much appreciated. I can only love on y'all. My heart is solely for upliftment of what I believe is the most powerful energy on this planet, and that's the woman's energy. Now dig this. Now let's go into what I was saying about women being God, right? You brought it up. You brought up Mother Earth. You brought up, and it ain't just Mother Earth, it's Mother Nature.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then if you look up some of these words that are being used in these male-driven religions, like the Holy Spirit, if you look up the Greek or the Hebrew word for spirit, it's actually the wind.
Mm.
You understand? Heaven is the sky.
Mm.
So a lot of these different elements that are being talked about were just hidden behind European words.
Mm.
They're still talking about Mother Nature. And where do men get all of their nutrients from? From the earth.
Right.
And I don't care how you feel or what you feel, without the nourishments of the earth, we don't exist.
Mm.
So we all have to fall to our knees to the mother to get everything that we need. It provides our food, clothing, and shelter.
Mm.
What gives us the wood that we build our houses with? You understand?
But hold on. But who cuts that wood down though? What are we talking about? Let me rewind real quick. AP, because we got BRMCB. She's making or he or she's making some good points. But I gotta tackle a few things because she said you were created by a woman. Your mother gave you your biological status. Now, before I tap into that, I do want to say I agree with that right there. She says all males are phenotypically female before they express male genes. And she said you're a woman first in the womb. She is 1,000,000% accurate. When you are developing as a fetus, you are a woman first, depending on the chemicals and this, that, and the third. But once you're given a certain amount of whether it be the balance between testosterone and estrogen will determine whether you will continue to develop into a male. But she's correct. You You are a female before anything. Boom. Tackle that. We put that to the side.
I do agree.
Now I want to tackle. You were created by a woman. Your mother gave you your biological status. All right. What needs to be clear is that. Let me give you the analogy. To me, when it comes to childbirth and pregnancy, insemination, and all that, I compare it. The scenario I give is like a chef to an oven. So what I mean by that is the chef is the one that puts everything together in the right amount, chops it up, puts the liquid in, put the egg, beat the egg, put the flour in, boom, 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 puts it in the blender, throws it in the pot. When he's ready for that to cook up, then he throws it in the oven. Boom. We're going to set that at 375 for 9 months. Boom. My thing is, that's not taking away no credit from the oven. What I'm saying is, how you giving all the credit to the oven? You understand? The chef cooked it up. It's the how can I say? It's like the ladies. Just side note before I forget, I want to say it. You do understand that they're developing artificial uteruses now, right? Meaning they still need the man's seed, and they only gotta do is throw it in the artificial uterus, and the baby is born. So what I'm saying is, I'm not. Let me just emphasize this again. I'm not taking nothing away from the womb man carrying a baby for 9 to 10 months. Breastfeeding, all that stuff, you're equipped for that, right? But don't take nothing away from the chef. We cooked it up. Without the fucking ingredients in the pot, you would have no. Without ingredients in the pot, your oven would be useless. You understand? There's technology out there, and I'm not saying I advocate for artificial uteruses, and I'm not saying dudes should be doing that. What I'm saying is how easily the oven can be replaced. So start showing some appreciation to the cooks and the chefs. Because we do put in work too. Even though for some of us it might only take 3 minutes to cook it up and chef it up and put it in the oven. But truth be told, it's our ingredients and our chefed up product that we put in your oven, so you can heat up at 375 for 9 to 10 months, so that we both produce a human being. Ladies, stop acting like you're the only one, you know what I mean, producing a child, saying this is my baby. I carried him for 10 months. But this is not you didn't choose that. It's not like you got pregnant and we was like, all right, no, you know what? All right, for the next one, I'm gonna carry for 9 months, and the third one, this is what you're here for. So stop asking for credit for the thing that you're here for.
Bro, you sound like a real hater right now. But I wanna touch on what you're saying, because you're talking about don't give. You saying I'm giving too much credit to women. And okay, perfect example, right? Afi. First of all, shout out to my brother, the Afi Kingdom podcast. So if y'all not familiar, please go get familiar. This is my brother. He's the reason I'm on this live right now. Salute to my brothers, AP, RPC, respect to the chat room. Now let me I'm gonna use him as an example since he came through right on time. For y'all ladies that don't know, I just put out my first book called Dirty, Dirty Minds on Amazon. I would drop the link, but I'm trying to, and for some reason it ain't working. But go to Amazon and look up AP, Dirty, Dirty Minds. But I wouldn't even have a book if it wasn't for Afi. I wouldn't be on live right now if it wasn't for Afi. Now, yeah, I'm doing the work. I put out the book. I wrote the book. I'm on live talking and making sure I click on when I'm supposed to click on. But I got to give full credit to the brother who provided me with what I needed to do those things. And that same thing with Mother Earth. She provided us with just the ability to do all of the stuff that you mentioned. So she should get the ultimate credit, because without her, we don't have nothing that we can do. And we need them for everything. Hold on, let me tell you. My wife know I need her for everything. If I didn't have my wife do, I don't even know what I put on. I literally wear the same shit every day. But hold on, it's something that Trav said that it's gonna help me too. He said masculine energy defends the nations, not feminine energy. But Trav, we would not have to defend anything if we wasn't fighting over the resources. What are the resources? The things that nature provides. Us men, we so in love with Mother Nature, and we so in love with the woman and the goddess, queen, mother of all the universe, that we fight each other for it. That's how important she is. That we go to war for the resources. But she's telling us, fellas, listen, I got enough for all y'all. And it's ironic that men now say that women are for everybody. Mother Nature has always been for everybody. So I want y'all to think about this before y'all start hating on women, because y'all taking this the wrong way. Y'all should not have this frustration with women for being what they are, the creators of our universe that we get to live on. You know, all of the things that we, enjoy in our life, I can point it right back to a Mother Nature. You understand? So that's why I said I believe that women or a woman is God, because look at us. Look at us. Everything we do, we get dressed. We get our haircuts. We spend expensive, we buy expensive glasses and clothes and jewelry, all for Mother Nature. We fight. We go to war. Or like we talked about earlier, men do crime so they can go to jail and act like women. So it's all centered around us trying to get back to Mother Nature. You brought up Professor Clark. Yeah, but what about what's my other Joseph Ben Yakin? Okay. He said that we come out of the womb and we spend our whole life trying to get back to it. That's what men do. That's why we chase pussy, because we trying to get back to our creator.
Jeez, man. There's some you made a lot of sense with that, as far as like when men trying to go back into the womb. That was pretty deep right there. And the fact that men go to jail in order to act like women. Shit. What I was gonna say was,
hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, Doreen, if they vote me in for president, I'm gonna denounce my throne and put a woman in, and I'm going to be her vice president. I denounce my throne.
Hey, yo.
And hold on, ladies in the comments, my brother brought up a good point. He said, cop that fire book, instant classic. All the women that's in the chat that have read, even if you only read partial amounts of my book, please put a real review right now in the chat. Rate it on 1 to 10, of 10 being you like it a whole lot, and 1 being it's complete trash. So any woman in the chat, put a review into the chat real quick. And again, maybe some of the women that have not had a chance to read it, they'll go order Dirty Dirty Minds on Amazon. Or if y'all want to just gift somebody something, a nice, interesting, freaky ass gift for the holidays, then that's a perfect book to do it with. And hold on, one more $5 super chat from our brother in the NYC. He said, RPC, you work in the medical field, right? Wait until they see the machines replacing brain surgeons, replacing a womb. Sadly, not that far fetched. And I knew that about anesthesiologists. Like, they're gonna start using machines to give the anesthesia for surgeries. I didn't know they was replacing whole fucking surgery.
Hold on. to AP and anybody else who doesn't know this. Shout out to NYC Evolve, man. Shout out to you. I know we be hitting
Thank you, BB. It's dope. Trust me. Go ahead, bro.
Let me tell you, man. For those who don't know, man. He said robotic brain surgery. They do all types of surgeries robotically now. So the only difference is they still have I was gonna say man. They still have a person directing, you know what I'm saying, use their 3 fingers and they direct the robot what to do once they're inside the body and all that. Me being the type of person I am, I could think ahead. So when I'm realizing the way I look at it is, even though the doctor is doing all the movements and all that with his fingers, looking through a little 3D, 4K HD type of screen and doing the operation like that, the way I see it is, yeah, the doctor's moving the robot and all that, but I feel like the robot is training itself or remembering the movements of the doctor, of the surgeon, so that the robot can eventually do the surgery itself. So the point I'm making is, as of right now, people, if you don't know, robots are already doing surgery. They just happen to have a person, a surgeon, controlling the robot to do what it does. Eventually, they're gonna take the surgeon out and make the robot do it itself. With that being said, women need to understand technology is advancing quicker than you may realize. Now, I say that they have an artificial uterus, an artificial womb. Like, I'm saying they have that right now. Like right now, that technology's out right now. But they can't throw it out there into the market like, hey, fellas, you're tired of dealing with women? Hey, you got a uterus right here. You can have your own baby. Nah, this is gonna be a big ass uproar. They gotta piecemeal that into society. I mean, so women, so there's women out there that might be like, oh, that's crazy. Like a man having a baby with an artificial womb. Like what guy would do that? Ladies, have you heard of sex dolls? There are guys actually buying and marrying sex dolls. Now, I'm not advocating that whatsoever, but I bring that.
What if the sex doll pussy fire though? Hey, one more thing. I think I just dropped my link to the book in the chat, so I think it just finally worked for me. I tried it multiple times, so y'all should be seeing that in a few seconds.
Yeah, real quick.
Go ahead.
This goes into the women are better, whatever. Kay Wright, she put in. She says, "Who cares? Are men going to take care of the baby all the time?" AAP, what's your thoughts on this, man? Because I've heard it in a couple of places that, speaking of black men, I can't speak of all races, but I've heard that black men are better parents to their children than black mothers. What your thoughts?
You said that black men are better
fathers. When and we're not talking about the deadbeats who done had a baby with a chick and not claiming the chick and never. I'm talking about
single fathers. You talking about single fathers?
Yeah, single fathers. Yes, exactly what I'm talking about.
I will say this. I will say I've watched a lot of single fathers seem to have more success than single mothers, but it's still men's fault. Let me tell you how. Because when women end up having kids with a man and he doesn't want to be in her life, that feeling that she goes through, it takes a little bit of who she is, right? And then she does it again and have another child with another man, and then he doesn't want to be in her life. Now more is being taken from her. Before long, we're looking at a woman that is nowhere near herself. She is now in her masculine state. And we all know masculinity fails us all. So now that she's trying to raise children without being who she really is, that divine woman that she was, because she's been brought down to that level by men constantly leaving her, of course she's not going to do as well as a man who hasn't had those same traumas and those same feelings. So when he's dealing with being a single father, he's being more practical and shit. Like he's giving a child exactly what they need to be successful in the world. But when a woman is raising children on her own, she's giving them a lot of emotion, which they need for the next world. Because man, we're trying to live out practicality in our world now. Women are so above us in thought. They're preparing their children for the emotions that is required for the next world. So even though it seemed like mothers aren't doing a good job of raising kids on their own, in fact, they're actually preparing them for the eternal realm and not the natural realm. What do you think about that, brother?
Well, you know, I've had several conversations like this with women in the past, and you know, when they talk about, well, what about these, you know, women with, you know, 3 kids? What about those guys who left and this, that, and the third? And I mean, like I go back to, you know, my childhood when they used to have that nursery rhyme, KISS, on basically, you know, marry before you carry. You know what I'm saying? Like first comes love, then comes marriage, then comes the baby and the baby carriage. So that's the way I was raised and brought up. So I kind of, you know, bring that up to women, like, you know, why didn't you require marriage before, you know, having a baby with this dude? You know, and they'll say, well, you know, I was horny, you know, you have sex before marriage. What's the big deal? I get all that, but sex before marriage, I'm not knocking anybody for having sex before marriage, but when it comes to, you know, being impregnated, you know, women have way more methods of preventing pregnancy than men. You know what I mean? In worst case scenario, abortions. I don't advocate abortion, but I'm saying that's another option that women have. So when women talk about, you know, they have 3 kids by 3 different dudes, they don't take care of their kid, they need to hit you with the guy tricked me and all that. That goes back to me thinking like, yo, this could be another topic of conversation, but that got me thinking to like, wow, I could kind of understand arranged marriages. You know what I mean? Because maybe women don't have the best picker. Because like you said, like a woman could deal with one dude, have a baby by him, he'd leave her, and she's now not in her feminine state no more. You know what I'm saying? She's been changed from that experience, and she carries that on to the next experience. You know what I mean? She may hold the next dude accountable for what the last dude did. You know what I mean? Whereas if a dude who's logical knows the woman that we talking about might be like, you know what? This particular dude right here will be right for Keisha. Keisha's like this, and the way she was raised, and if she know Harry, I'm hook Harry up with Keisha. Whereas Keisha might see Larry and be like, damn. I mean, Larry might not be good for him, but damn, he pushed that Mercedes. You know what I mean? He got all the other chicks already on him, wanted to smash him. Even though he might not be good for me, let me just see what he's about. Boom, now she pregnant. Larry done told her, I ain't looking for no relationship. I ain't trying to have no kids. All it takes is one night. You know what I'm saying? So women, so bottom line is what I'm saying is I think, it's all about accountability, right? So what I would say is I think women need to be better pickers on who they choose inside of their womb, not only inside their womb, but who they decide to let shoot up the club. You know what I'm saying? Because women are the gatekeepers to their box. So if they're getting impregnated by all these supposed dirtbags and all that, AP, I would have to ask you who's responsible for that? Who's accountable for that?
I'm gonna tell you right now, but shout out to NYC one more time for the $2 super chat. RPC, that is in public information in the CDC. And Afi, I spammed the book link. Just click and pin my comment. Good luck, cause I don't know what that means. Speaking, I don't know what the fucking computer talk means terms. Hey, dig this, right? Ask the question one more time if you can. Because I'm about to go in.
So what'd you say?
Ask that question one more time if you can.
I said, well, so when it comes to, women saying that they have, deadbeat fathers, this guy's, he tricked me, he this, that, and the third. Like, what's your thoughts on basically who's accountable when it comes to women saying that they have 3 babies by 3 different baby daddies. None of them want to take care of the kid. None of them providing child support. You know what I mean? Like, who is accountable for that situation? Who's mostly? Because I'm not gonna say it's 100% on one side. But in your opinion, who do you believe is most accountable for putting themselves in that position? The deadbeat father or the single mother?
It's 100% the man's fault, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's 100% the man's fault because he's stealing pussy out here.
Oh shit!
He's out here being as cunning and dishonest as possible to try to get a woman to think he's attractive enough to give her one of her most valuable possessions. So he's out here trying, like, think about all that we do to manipulate women. We get dressed and we try to be successful, or we try to drive nice cars. We do all of this shit really to be cunning and to manipulate women out of their vagina, right? And then we get in it, and then a lot of us don't want to wear condoms because what we don't want to say is we don't want to be bad in bed. So we'll rather go skin to skin because we can last a little longer, or we could get up harder or whatever. So now we going raw in these girls. We nutting, you know what I'm saying? And this is my true belief. When you fucking the shit out of a woman and she coming like crazy, she don't get pregnant. Cause it's like her body like pushes out all the nut because she coming like crazy. But if you having bad sex with her, then all of a sudden she get pregnant. You know, so be leery of a man with like a lot of kids by different women, because he's probably nutting really fast and he's really bad in bed. That's why he got so many kids. You know, so that's a side point. But men are constantly convincing these women that they're gonna be good fathers. Because even though let's say the man, he is quote unquote a deadbeat is the term that you use. So let's say he got 4 baby mamas already, and the woman never seen him with his kids, and he lies because men be lying, and he say, well, she don't let me around. Those 4 women don't let me around my kids. I want to be a good dad, you know. So now a woman in her supreme intellect is like, he probably telling the truth about that, because women. So if I have a baby with him, because I'm a different type of woman and I'm a much, you know, more valuable woman, he'll stay around with me and my child, you know. But again, that's the lie of the man, because he convinced her of that. So then she goes ahead and has a baby and becomes the 5th baby mama. So then she ends up seeing that he was full of shit the whole time. Now, again, women are just too compassionate. They're too empathetic to weak men. So they allow certain things to happen. But this is what I really wanted to point out. And you can contest to this, bro. There's no way you can deny this. Nobody in the chat room can deny what I'm about to say. Some of the strongest human beings that we have seen operating in this world have came from single parents. So even though we always talk that, you know, what did you say? First comes the marriage, then come the baby carriage. Every time I seen a child grow up with both parents in a what we would call a healthy household, they grow up and be fucking maniacs. They very rarely produce anything in society. It's those kids who grew up hard, who had to share a house with half brothers and sisters that didn't look nothing like them. They grow up, they have the motivation and the street knowledge and all of the things that's required for them to survive in this world. So that's just another thing. We always want to blame women who get trapped in these marriages where a man controls them and makes them have 1 or 2 kids, and we call that a good household because the man trapped this woman and held her against her will to be his wife instead of let her be free to do what she want to do. So this misogynistic mindset of a man like trapping a woman in a marriage. And we act like that's the good thing to do because men are making these rules up. But the true thing is when you let a woman run wild and she has multiple kids with multiple men, look how many men she gets to bless by giving them children. Because children are the biggest blessing anyway. So she's able to bless more men with children. So he gets to pass on his seed to the next generation through her womb. You get what I'm saying? So we're just not looking at it in a proper perspective. You know, men are at blame for these things not working together, and they're at blame for the marriages that are working because they're holding women hostage.
Hey yo, AP, you know what I mean? So you know how they do on good episodes, on good shows. You know what I mean? I feel like the mark of a good show is being able to, like, see things from different points of view. You know what I'm saying? Being able to be on each side. You know what I'm saying? Flip 180. You know what I mean? So with that being said, because we've been on for almost 2 hours. In your opinion, AP, what are some things that females can better themselves on, or take more accountability for, or what do you feel, or women are responsible for in this society that they can do better with? You know what I mean? As far as like improving, whether it be parenting, within relationships, maybe even as a fellow coworker. What are some things that you think that women can do to better themselves or take accountability for?
I think women, what they could do better is take back their world. This world has belonged to men for far too long, and it was her that gave it to us. She allowed us to just make a joke out of everything and really just destroy what could have been. I think women, one thing they could do better is show how strong they are by taking this world back. That's number one. And as far as them being accountable about things, what do they need to be accountable for? What exactly have they done wrong? And if a man says that they did something wrong, I would challenge that man. Because he would have to show me something that a woman have done wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's another excuse for men not wanting to be men and passing the blame on Mother Nature. You understand? So again, I have not seen women do anything wrong. I've seen women let men do things that they wasn't supposed to do. And I think for whatever reason, you know what? Her ways are higher than our ways, and her thoughts are higher than our thoughts. So I don't know what the end result will be, but I know that she knows what she's doing. And I'm just thankful to all women that I was able to share in this life experience and enjoy some of the things that they had to offer me over these years.
My bad, man. My head, I got dizzy for a little bit again. My bad, man. All right, yeah. Let me go with the chats real quick. I see Simply Beautiful says, yes, preach, yes. All right, no doubt. K Wright says, my man takes care of me and my son, and I get to be feminine. Exactly. I agree with that, man. Men have to allow women the space to be feminine, man. I agree with that 100%. BC says there are unsuccessful marriages and there are successful single parent households, but I will always encourage people create children within marriage once resources are established. I agree with that, man. We need an established foundation.
If she wasn't a woman, if she wasn't a woman, I would disagree. But because she's a woman, I agree. Go ahead, bro.
So just to be clear, you're saying that there is nothing that you see a woman needs to take accountability for or responsibility for because they're already doing their thing.
Have you ever seen a movie As Good as It Gets with Jack Nicholson?
No, I don't think I have.
All right. Well, he was an author he was an author and he used to write books from a woman's perspective. And he never let his real identity be shown. So women thought they were reading a book that was written by a woman, but it was actually a man that was writing these books. And somebody finally asked him, like, why or how were you able to write these books from a woman perspective so well? And he said he took a man and then he took away all reasoning and accountability. And then he was able to write from a woman's perspective. And the reason I brought that up is that's just more men's hogwash that they put out here in these movies to make women like they're the problem. I should protest that movie, and we should get Jack Nicholson the fuck out of here because of that movie.
Cancel him, right? It's time to cancel his ass.
Cancel him straight up. But
is there something about females that you wanted to know but could never figure out? Are you struggling with relationships? Do you feel like you're being taken advantage of by the women in your life? Do you want to know how to leverage the playing field to your favor? Well, did you know that the female mind and the female psyche are mysterious and unexplored regions like the dark web of the internet? For this reason, men need a method of decrypting or hacking the manipulative psyche or dark web of the female mind. Once a man has a deep understanding of true female nature, he will then be able to hack her programming.
Access granted.
The purpose of this book is to help grown males evolve into men so that they can treat the women in their lives accordingly.
You win.